Today's video is about something that every business owner has to master, and that is cash flow. Not revenue, okay? Not profit, cash flow. It's a lifeblood of your business, and I want to show you how I've managed mine over the last couple of years and what I've learned and what I got wrong, okay? And what tools I currently use in order to stay ahead. So let's go back to the beginning, okay? I started, as mentioned, with just £500, okay? That's all I could invest at the time. In fact, that's all I wanted to invest because I didn't know what Amazon was all about. I didn't have any bank loans, okay? No investors, just sweat and spreadsheets. Literally, that's all it was. In year one, I made 23,000 on Amazon, okay? It wasn't glamorous and reinvested everything, every single penny into it. Fast forward to today, we've already done 178,000 in revenue this year alone, and it's just May. The journey from £500 to what we've got at the moment in time wasn't smooth, but it was very, very consistent. Now, the reason I believe as to how I started with £500 and I was able to scale it into, which is insane amount, okay, 178,000 for the first 5 months of the year, insane. Um, was because the first year of doing Amazon, I didn't have any clue about softwares, okay, and I think the big one for me is I didn't touch that money. Whatever was happening was just getting reinvested in the business. I was completely naive about how much software is out there and what you can do with it. Obviously, there's a lot more intellectual property claims now than it was 5 years ago. So, to put an anecdote onto use, I got an intellectual property claim from HP Hewlett Packard because I was selling toners in cartridges, and my response was, not that I have an invoice, not that I have a receipt. Oh, I just had it lying around in my office, hence as to why I sold it, and it went away. That's how different Amazon was 5 years ago than what now is. I wouldn't do Amazon, yeah, without having the software at the moment in time. Okay, so for example, BuyBot Pro, in order to be able to analyze if a deal is profitable or not, if it's got an intellectual property claim on it or not, having a profit tracking software where I can analyze and find out. You can show the snapshot what's happening with my business. I have a repricing now. If I'm doing arbitrage, there's no way I can do arbitrage and compete with 30 or 20 other sellers without having a repricer on. Yeah, for sure, these are all softwares you need now. Different, completely different landscape 5 years Amazon than what it is today. So at first, I was very cautious about using a credit card. Okay, it felt quite risky for us, but then I realized with discipline, it can actually increase your cash flow and flexibility, especially if you're doing arbitrage models. I started with a personal Amex card. Okay, so it didn't have an annual fee and it was a 0.5 to 1% cash back. Okay, the key, I paid it off in full every single month. As the business grew, I upgraded to the Platinum Amex card. It has a 650 quid annual fee, but hear me out. You get £400 a year in credits, airport lounge access worldwide, and reward points. I redeem these for travel, hotels, or statement credit. Believe it or not, at the moment in time, the only way I've used the lounges has been the one in Belfast, simply because I've had two kids and therefore I've not been able to travel as much as we potentially wanted to. Right, and for suppliers that don't take American Express, okay, what I thought of doing, well, we need a different credit card, and that credit card that I use is Capital on Tap. It's got 1% cash back, and again, we've got zero interest on it because I pay it in full each and every time. So here comes the other influx of revenue, okay? My experience with the Amazon loans. What I learned and the hard lesson for us. So Amazon, one day I woke up and I saw the dashboard and it said, right, you've got 33,000 loan. I took it and it seemed like a really good idea, but the repayments were brutal. It was 3,000, over 3,000 in fact, each month taken directly from my Amazon sales, which kind of a stinker, okay? Because I changed my business model. I went from an arbitrage business model where I could have and I could be turning that money over and over again to a private label model where I was buying stuff from China and for 2 months I couldn't see that money. It didn't leave much wiggle room. Suddenly I needed more cash to invest in stock and marketing, but my own revenue was locked up into loan repayments. It was a very, very hard year. Anyone who's contemplating doing the Amazon loan, no way you should be doing it if you're doing the private label business model. So my advice, okay, for retail arbitrage, Amazon loans might make sense, okay, but for private label, it's too risky. You want flexibility, okay, not simply a drain. So after I finished paying off the Amazon loan, I thought it would have been a good idea to get another loan that was from the government, okay, obviously a lot better terms. I applied for 25,000 with a 6% interest rate over 5 years. They gave me a 15k loan and then said after 6 months we'll give you the other 10. Obviously they just wanted to minimize the risk for them, and for a while it worked well, okay, but over time I just thought, what am I doing? Yeah, why am I building my business with borrowed money? Yeah, so that's what switched in my mind. And I had a mentality and I made sure that I paid that loan off fully. So that's completely been paid off. So I actually had a change of mind. I bought it in April. So I got that in April. And by October, I'd paid it off. Complete change of mindset. The result, okay, what it was is an instant mental clarity. Instead of worrying about repayments, I could now focus on launching products and growing the brand. So since really going debt free in the business, growth has actually accelerated. Okay. Funny how that works. This whole process shifted my mindset. I used to think of like, if I wanted to grow, okay, I needed more capital, loans will get me there. But now, if I want to grow, I need clarity and control, and debt modifies both. Since ditching loans, okay, I've grown faster with less stress, okay, and more margin. That is the real freedom for it. So, and what I've done is I've applied the same mindset into my personal life, okay. This mindset change didn't just affect my business, it transformed my personal finances too. So I cleared my student loan, okay, which had an interest rate of 7.3 all the way to 8%, the second plan 2 1. That was a no-brainer, okay. Now I'm focusing on the big one, which is the mortgage. I'm doing a one-off payment of 20,000 on it, plus I've put a personal goal for myself to be able to overpay by 3,500 each month. If my mortgage is 750 per month, I want to add up until I'm paying 3,500 each month to it. So ChatGPT said that I should be mortgage free in 3 years if I do that. So go figure. I mean, just saying this out loud, being mortgage free at what would be 37 feels amazing. Okay, honestly, none of this would have happened without having spreadsheets. I track every single expense, okay, every card payments, okay, I'm forecasting what stock I need, the expected revenue for Amazon. It gives me a complete visibility and confidence, okay, no mystery, no panic, just a plan. So here's a final thought for you, okay, there's a big difference between being rich and being wealthy. So rich might mean big income, okay, flashy stuff, but also big loans and a lot of pressure. Wealthy means, okay, you're your own assets and your time and your freedom. That's what I'm building now. And if you're watching this, maybe that's what you want too. And if you're interested into jumping into the whole world of Amazon private label, all you got to do is visit my website and book either a free discovery call for myself or sign up for the mentorship. If this helped you out, or if you had your own wins or battles, okay, with managing cash flow, drop a comment below. I read every single one of them. And according to YouTube, this should be the next video you should be watching.